All right. What is up, everybody? It's ADB95, and I got Pinstripe in the commentary booth with me.
Hello, everybody.
I am so excited to have you back once again in the commentary booth, and we have a very interesting match with Chris and Michael for Middle League first match. I think it's going to be the second one in the overall upload order. But these are the two people that won the two latest Grunt League. Chris won it not two. Why did I want to say 2 seconds ago? 2 months ago, and Michael won it last year. We didn't even have time to talk, so I just paused for a second. We are gonna go to Chill Hill. It's the big comeback of Chill Hill for map 1, and then if we do go to map 2 and 3, we are going to... I don't remember the second one. Hedge Maze and Grassy Knolls.
My question is, was there some kind of gentleman's agreement before this round started? Because both players are going with exactly the same lineup, double para, scout, sapper, gunner, which is fine, I suppose, for Chill Hill. You got the obvious start with jetpacks, but the big change, of course, in this map, which I believe is in this middle league,
Yes.
is the switch to the Ephraim crate, and of course, as everybody knows, the banning of the Ephraim shell for the first turn.
Yeah, so to long story short, the Ephraim thing. Ooh, okay, that was a miss by Michael in the first turn. The Ephraim ban was a thing that was necessary in most of the maps with artilleries, but Chill Hill was the exception, where Chill Hill was just working fine without it. But the ban actually turned that into a problem, which means that we had to ban the map and replace the F-frame that is on the map already, to fix other maps we had to kind of destroy this one and we had to fix it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because it's one of those. This is the one thing that has been debated about this map for quite a few seasons as to whether we should change the Ephraim crate. Good hit by Chris there for the 72, but the crate always brought in the meta of why you start with the double paras, because one goes for the artillery if you get that first turn, then the secondary cleans up. But usually, if you're going second, you would go and collect that crate and then immediately destroy the artillery that has been collected by player one or whoever went first. So it usually followed that kind of pattern. So now that that's changed, we kind of see the artillery being used for a bit longer, I guess, especially with Middle League as well. So I'm excited to see this round.
Yeah, it's technically the first one, not counting the showcase that we did in Milan like a month ago. But yeah, this is the first official match on Chill Hill since the change. And yeah,
Some good hits, sorry, carry on.
As you said, it's interesting because now the artilleries are going to have to be dealt with in a completely different way.
It's funny that you say that because both players are ignoring them for these first few turns. Good few of damage output from Chris. Of course, Michael a little bit slow to get going with his first artillery turn, but he got a decent 38 on that last turn. And Michael continuing the damage output with another 40. A little bit of self-damage on himself there with the 12, but the Sapper will have to wait. Oh, no, he won't. He will just die. Goodbye, Sapper.
Yeah, the health rule coming into play there. But yeah, you are right. I was checking the lineups. They are completely the same for the first two maps.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments, Chris or Michael, whether that was an agreement or if you just both coincidentally had the same lineup.
Yeah, I can tell you that because I checked the lineups yesterday before I let them play without me in the voice chat, and yeah, Michael just came up with them basically on the spot. So.
Interesting. Well, a decent 50, and again, he's got to really think about positioning, because if that Sapper hadn't have exploded in the minefield, I would have said that it was a wonderful 40 to nudge him then next to said minefield, but gets the kill anyhow, and it is already a 5v4. But it's cool as well. Shout out to Steve for... wait, is it Steve?
I was gonna say, is that his actual name? His username on Discord is Street.
Street. Why did I say Steve? Oh, it's because I work with someone who's a programmer called Steve. Yeah, shout out to Street for getting the spies into multiplayer. It's taken me some adjustment because switching of models. I'm expecting to see a cattle prod and the usual things you'd find in the spy's inventory, but this is multiplayer. And another very slight mistake here from Michael, which is going to cost him time, a little bit of
we
time to climb back up.
saw a mistake from Chris as well in the previous turn. He tried the Pecky's move, which, for those who don't know, is just poisoning while body blocking a pig, but he also hit himself. There's a very specific amount of power that you have to shoot the grenade with.
Yeah, and I think that's what separates... I don't want to say that's what entirely separates Middle from Pro League, but it's those kinds of mistakes that once they start totting up, you will be just demolished by your opponent. I think that these two are pretty evenly matched as far as Middle League is concerned. They are, I think, both in the upper echelons of Middle League.
Yes, I want to say that.
If not, yeah, I'd kind of expect them to go quite far this season. Chris especially as well, because he has proven himself time after time to be one of the higher skilled British players from the many that we have in the roster.
Oh, you say that, and that was a difficult shrapnel there, but I think it managed to deal the amount of damage that it wanted, which is halving the artillery's health.
Ooh, doesn't quite get him in the minefield though. Good idea, but I guess position isn't too bad. He can focus him down on the next turn to maybe push him slightly. In fact, I think melee might be able to nudge him. I don't know. The mini-map is deceiving when you're far away.
Ironically, this is where we see the effect of the early kill that Chris got, because I'm assuming that the sapper and gunner that he had in 4th and 5th was to deal with the artillery, but the fact that Michael lost a pig so early to enter the minefield cut the job in half, and now this is the turn where Chris would have probably have destroyed the artillery.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because a lot of players seem to do this, where if they notice that either themselves or their opponent aren't focusing down the artillery, then it's as if they're not there at all, and they both just ignore them. And you can understand what they're trying to do here with the close position, with the sapper especially, but that was a huge, I don't want to call it a mistake, but a slight misjudgment from Michael, where you would have expected him to clean up with that 1,000-pound shell, which should have been a kill, but he now ends up with a low health pig that he's got to deal with, which is going to have to come down to his paratroopers.
And also helped Chris in the destroying the artillery, because he just had to use a high explosive as opposed to go up there with a jetpack and use the flamethrower.
Yeah, it's one of the handy things about Chill Hill, the amount of crates that come in. There's a decent variety. There's healing too, which might come in handy in the late game of this first round, but at the moment, I'm feeling that Chris is slightly in the lead, but this is the other problem with positioning up on the high ground. I don't know about that move.
I will say that is one of the quote-unquote safest hills that you could choose. It's hard to throw him into the minefield from that position.
Maybe I'm just schizophrenic, but I don't trust any area of the high ground here.
No, you are completely right in not trusting anything.
Too many bad experiences.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say that you mentioned before is that people seem to go away from the artilleries.
Yeah.
How did that not explode the crate or deal any damage? Wait, no, the crate did explode. Oh no, he collected it!
Oh.
That's the only explanation. I didn't hear an explosion.
He must have, the damage bumped him enough, because he was positioned right next to it, so it probably shoved him just enough for him to collect it. That was just so bizarre that it missed both of them too.
Yeah. On the topic of people leaving the artilleries alone, I am very much in the opinion that you should leave an artillery alone when you can. But this is the thing, this is the only map where you kinda can't do that, because the artilleries are dead center in the high ground and they will reach you. It is just not possible to have all of your pigs outside of the range of them.
Yeah, that's why it's a bit bizarre that we have so many pigs now that are just in this area. But that was yet another missed turn, basically, from Michael. 2 free turns for Chris.
Yeah,
almost getting the good nudge. He should be able to clean up here with the bazooka, though.
I don't know. He could slip the other way. Yeah,
Michael
was trying to get the upper hand there with the skip.
Oh. Hello? Oh, okay.
Nah, he's fine. He's fine, although another nudge will put him down. Actually, the bar says that Michael has more health.
Interesting. Yeah, positioning for Chris isn't great now that, yeah, they're all sort of clumped here. He does still have his artillery, which Michael continues to ignore, which I'm kind of questioning at the moment, because if he's going for the power here, then he's not thinking about what the artillery can do for against him. Bearing in mind that he's still got long-range shells in there, Chris.
That's a little
And
low.
again, the power letting him down, not enough to nudge him into the minefield.
I think it's a matter of lack of muscle memory from not playing for a bit, because
Yeah, a bit
I
rusty.
had that thing. I have that thing multiple times where you don't play for a while, then all of your grenade throws for some reason are very short.
Yeah. Likewise with power too, or at least with my mortars, they're always too short.
But yeah,
These...
I think Michael is in the right in not in leaving the artillery now, because the 100 hit is gone, the fire is gone. There's not much of a threat that thing can pose. You can just clean up the other pigs and then leave Chris to run out of ammo, basically.
Yeah, long range shells, man. 60, like point blank damage, plus the explosion radius
Sure,
of the.
but in
I mean, there's bunching up here too.
yeah, but and the ways it's going, it's gonna be too late for Chris to come back.
Yeah, this has been a very weird turn of events. But it was what I was worried about for Chris to begin with. That yeah, he was kind of ensuring that he was pushing pigs in the right direction, but now he's facing the consequences. And
Yeah,
I mean, it really shows Michael does not give a damn about the artillery.
no, he's not even giving a damn about positioning either. He's just hitting so hard that Chris cannot keep up.
Yeah.
Which is ironic, because Michael did miss some turns as well.
The spy collected the crate as well.
Yeah.
But this should be big damage here for Chris. He's got to go.
This in particular is pretty reckless, but Chris makes the mistake.
No, he's cleaning up. He's cleaning up the low health pig. He's going to use, I think, the other jetpack to get back into the artillery. That would be my guess. But
no, I think
he doesn't even need to. He's using the jump. Beautiful move. He's got to hit the gunner here, I think, because there's no time to turn.
Yeah,
just go straight for it.
I think what the plan was there was to get out, jump down without getting out the hill.
Yes, he's done it. He's in. He's in the minefield.
No. Yes, he is. Okay.
Yes, he is. This could be a kill. Yeah. It's double kill.
Double kill, but also a ton of damage on the spy. Thanks to the crate. The spy is absolutely dead.
But it removes the threat of poison, so this is still game on here, and this is where the late artillery could come in clutch.
Yeah, but this guy is still high HP. I think the biggest quote-unquote mistake from Chris was not being able to throw the paratrooper that was planted next to the artillery by Michael. I don't know if that was intentional, but I was afraid of that. It's like, I am next to your artillery, get out and come and get me. Because a jetpack would have absolutely thrown him to the minefield, but it was a double-edged sword. Because of the jump, you saw that Chris went down the hill, and also a jetpack would have wasted a ton of time with the slide.
Yeah, you can see the idea, and I think this is where he's got to, I think, just plonk damage onto the spy. Yeah, just point blank. But yeah, I could see the idea with the nudging the other power into the mines, but cleaning up the low health pig, I think, took priority there. And the fact that he can just use the shock shell on the artillery's next turn, potentially, depending on where the power positions himself.
I mean, he still got a good turn out of it, because he killed, I think, was almost full HP gunner with that long-range shell that put him in the minefield.
Yeah, he was on 130, so yeah, he was only had 20 health less than full. But where will this para position himself now? Because he's gonna, I think, maybe go and collect more crates for the hell of it. Para, that's exactly what the para has to do these days. Now that we have changed it from the infinite bazooka, para has to utilize his skill of maneuverability to collect these crates and use them long term. And flamethrower is perfect for... Yeah, but the lack of time again is going to really hurt him. But medical could maybe heal him up just a little bit.
I think the idea maybe was to save it in case Chris used the poison shell.
Frantic from Michael. Does get the damage away, but Chris is not interested. He's going to pay all his attention to the Spy, who I would honestly, I wouldn't poison actually, because you've still got healing items on the
On the
map.
para.
The
I would poison the para. I would poison the para, actually, because then you have another turn to set him up.
you kind of force one of Michael's pigs to heal the other.
Yeah,
And
but
I've
with
forgotten how much the
this,
spy's on.
the para has the healing grenade, so that is basically a guaranteed way to prevent the skip. So if you
Yeah,
heal
depends
the
how much
one that
HP
has
this
the
guy's
grenade.
got. Yeah. And he's going to try yet again, because he remembers this time where the jump is, to then get
I
the
think that's still an
airburst crate.
airburst.
Yeah. So plenty of options to choose from as far as damage is concerned, but again, he still has he just gets it, but he still has 2 long-range shells, so that still equals 120 damage, and he's going for the low angle again. He is very confident with his shots, and
46.
just over his head, but 46 is still good.
Now, if he does remember how much the spy has, and Jack, which for some reason is the name of this pig, does not heal, then we have a game on. Otherwise, I see very little that Chris can do to get out of this, because Michael cleaned up almost the entire map with crates, and both of his remaining pigs are loaded.
Yeah, with healing, I don't know. I think it might come down to HP, because now I would put another one of the. I would put that probably onto the paratrooper.
This is a good idea. This is a great idea. It's hard to make it happen.
It's too short.
Yeah.
It's way too short. We've got to remember that the shock shell has the same power range as the 1,000-pound shell, which makes no sense really, but it means that you have to put extra welly into how much power you use when you push it.
Yeah, they basically work like grenades, except for the long-range one. But I think it was a good idea to go for it, because it was the... I don't think there was going to be another chance to use the shock shell from Chris's position.
I'm not sure what Michael was doing there. He was trying to use a skip that wasn't there, but gets more damage. And now I would, again, he's still got 75 HP in terms of armor, so I would put that straight onto the para, bring him down to 39 HP. So one-shot killable, bearing in mind that I think the para inside here is full. He's sticking with... Oh, no. Dear. Sticks with the spy, but misses completely, and Michael needs to capitalize.
Yeah, I think the idea was to lower the spy, because if you kill the spy, then you might have a chance. Otherwise, it's just, you get poisoned, you're dead.
True. And now the flamethrower shall come out to play.
He's gonna get damaged by the explosion of the artillery, so good on him to position him in a safe way. Well, quote-unquote safe.
Yeah.
But that's gonna require at least 2 nudges to get into any kind of minefield, so I think Michael is pretty safe.
He is. The only play that Chris has got now is to, when it comes to the para's turn, to body block the body block with the spy, but
and it's a spy's turn,
this isn't really going to do anything here.
Yeah, I think the problem for Chris was absolutely the managing of his decision while he was in the artillery. A lot of the times I feel like hitting the other pig would have been a better choice.
Yeah, he had the confidence in his shots. You could see that he knew what he wanted to do, but execution was just a little bit lacking. But pretty solid play, and overall made this round quite fun. I'm not writing it off just yet, because Michael is still running around.
Yeah.
And needs to make sure that he gets the damage, but that is an absolutely stacked spy.
Yeah.
Beyond belief.
Yeah, absolutely thrilled to have a chill hill that's set up like this. I mean, I'm sure that since it's fresh and new, people will find a more optimized way to play it, but overall, I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, you can feel that both of these players are kind of getting the rust out of their ears in this early first round. Like you said at the start, it's been a little while since some of them have played.
He's slipping.
He's got to make sure that he gets the damage.
Actually, this might not be over.
It's not clean, and he has pushed his spy into
I think it is now. I think it is.
Bit of a dangerous position, but he should be able to clean up.
If it doesn't kill now, it's definitely going to be low enough for just
Yeah, no, it'll be the next turn, but well played from Chris. I think plenty of positives to take into the next round, which, to be honest, I don't envy him, because Hedge Maze is a tough one when you've lost the first round.
He did
It's a
start,
tough round too. True, but it's just whether or not he will be able to get where he needs to. But we'll get to that in round 2. For now,
he will start, not did.
if he can get a mind kill here, that would be spectacular. That's a beautiful shot.
That is a perfect shot.
Almost pushing him in the right direction. Spy will be dead. Yeah, comes down to the last pigs. Look at those crates. I want to collect them. I want to live inside them. But finish it with the cow prod.
There's a little bit of a tiny space between them, so I don't know if you would be able to fit into these. But anyway, yeah, it was kind of close in the end. In the fact that Michael is winning this round with just a 35 HP paratrooper. But I think overall it was pretty clear that he was going to win. What the hell?
Yeah, it was a lot of back and forth, but generally fun round, and we move on into round 2 onto Hedge Maze.
Alright, we are back with map 2. Absolutely nothing weird happened in the loading between the two maps. Yeah, I had a scary thing that happened to my computer, but I think we're back on track, and we are ready to have Chris start on map 2. Actually, I noticed I put the point to Chris instead of Michael, which is fantastic. I'm gonna fix that soon.
While you do that, we'll see that Michael's got the Med Para Sapper Scout Gunner, and Chris not bringing a medic, so he will be saving it should he win this round and we go to round 3 on Grassy Knolls, which, again, I don't envy him for either, but if he wants a strong start there, that is the best way to do it. But it's whether or not he can find a good, strong start here with his Grenadier leading the charge, which, as far as history is concerned, is a tough one. But there's plenty of outlets that you can go to on this map. There's plenty of health you can get. And position-wise, you can see that we have the Para dead ahead, Spy there too, and he's gonna, I want to say, go and grab the health, nick that immediately. It's gonna put him too far away from the medic, I think, to deal any damage.
One important thing that we didn't mention is that I don't know if they talked about it in the first match, but I think they did. But yeah, now we have a new rule as well, just debuting in this middle league, the fact that you can bring a second Grenadier instead of a second medic. And it's interesting, because I thought that the second medic would be the obvious choice for most players, but I'm seeing a lot of people trying the second Grenadier as well. And that is the case of Chris, by the way, where he left the couple for map 3 while he's bringing a single Grenadier.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see the appeal of more firepower. The cluster is the go-to, obviously, but you've got to make sure that you get it. Chris did pretty nice first turn damage there onto the Para, and we'll see the standard body block onto Chris's paratrooper for some Mopa, some early Mopa,
yeah.
Only for the single turn, of course.
Another interesting thing of this meta is that since the medic only has one trank now, you almost never want to body block while tranquilizing, because it's always the last trank. So if you're tranquilizing, that means that the pig you're targeting is dangerous, and by body blocking him, you're cutting yourself turns from being able to kill him.
Good use of jetpacks from Michael, though. He's used them all to then gain high ground, but again, this is where he needs to be a little bit fast on his feet, because yet again, this is the third time in this game that he has lost his turn through just running out of time.
Yeah, I can understand the ones on Chill Hill. This one was, for lack of a better word, pretty outrageous, because he had like 4 full seconds or something to pull the bazooka out while turning around, and this was just I want to say
right things.
A low concentration mistake, I want to say.
Yeah, he's doing all the right things, but when it just comes to that final big blow, he's just missing it slightly. Bearing in mind that this guy could die here, not quite, but that does leave him vulnerable to a little bit of poison.
I do want to be fair, though, to the audience and to Michael. He did tell me that he had a terrible week, so cuts him some slacks. I mean, this match was supposed to happen 2 days earlier, than when it happened, so they had to reschedule just because Michael was late from IRL business or something. And even when they actually played, he was not like 100% on the job. So
Okay. Well, in which case I'll cut him a bit of slack and I'll be a bit less harsh.
yeah, we are always going to be harsh in commentating. Where is this guy
That is
going
true.
with this
That is true.
TNT? Ooh, oh, on that
Okay.
note,
Yeah.
you see that one here? That was a perfect TNT placement on the probably one of the last frames he could have possibly put it down.
Yeah, look at that timer. It is like 0.0001 of a millisecond.
I mean,
So
the
it
timer
does
has
get big
changed
damage.
because it has reset to the 4 seconds thrown away, but still.
Yeah, well, it was a good comeback based on
Yeah.
his Paris turn. But the one thing that I do want to mention about Hedge Maze, based on matches that I played on Hedgerow Warfare, is more of the defensive style that we don't quite see from a lot of players, where everybody is always doing this, where we end up with this like clump of pigs that end up just doing like, it's not hand-to-hand combat, but you know what I mean, where there's no distance
Yeah.
between you. It's just body blocks, and nobody runs away. No one uses the timer to their advantage to do long range damage.
I think
where
that's
you kind of-
something that happens in the late game. It makes sense for it to be like that because in the early part and middle part of the game, you want to be able to deal as much damage as you can. Because if you fall behind too much, there's no coming back.
It's true, and I'm not saying that there's no strategy involved here, of course, but it usually follows that same kind of pattern, which for me it's not quite a turn off for Hedge Maze, but it's one of the reasons why it's not one of my favorites, and why controversially I'll say that Hedgerow Warfare is I prefer it to Hedge Maze, which many people would disagree with in the comments, I'm sure.
I'm one of them, so I mean, I am the kind of person that will defend a long range map or a map that people don't like, because they just don't like playing it. But with Hedgerow Warfare, I am going to be the plaintiff of that accusation.
That's completely fine.
Because
I have no problem with that.
I don't know. I can't explain why I don't like it. But anyway, back to the game. I wanted to point out a turn where I think Chris made a slight mistake because he had the spy, he controlled the spy and killed Michael Sparrow on 17 HP, which, you know, immediate thought was poison. It's true that Michael has a medic, but it's kind of far away, so I think forcing Michael to move to get the heal would have still been a better move.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least to have then forced him to take the time to do the head jumps to take him out of action. But he gains the high ground, but still remains roughly in the same area. And this is what I'm worried about for Chris, is that he's keeping his pigs close together in order for him to maintain some kind of body block. And that is, again, a lack of power. He's got to hope that rolls back.
No, don't do that. Okay.
35. Is there any self-damage there? I think he's okay. He's
That
on
is
36
another-
and poisoned.
That is another. We are going to be super nitpicky right now on these two, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that was another turn where you like a slight misthought caused a disaster because you're controlling a grenadier on 36 HP and poisoned. He is probably not going to get another turn, so there's no way to catch a body block and make the shot harder.
Yeah. I think,
wow.
ooh, okay, just a little bit of extra firepower there from the rifle burst, but just looking at the grenadier as well, a simple head jump and then a 20 is going to be perfect for Michael.
I mean, he's standing next to a sapper. A shotgun or a grenade launcher will do the trick as well.
Yeah, and I was thinking he might do that with his orderly, but he doesn't need to at the moment. That grenadier has already taken his turn, so he's got the next 3 to 4 turns easily to do that when he feels like it.
Also, on what we were saying before, there are 2 pigs that are staying away from the action.
Yeah, they are both gunners, so that does make sense to their class role. But as far as the others, I mean, I guess it's difficult because Sapper and Gren are mid to close range. Para, I think it's with the paratroopers. Paras are the ones that have long range. They have maneuverability, but you still see the same thing. Like Michael, with that first turn, Para used all 3 jetpacks in order to damage, which was great, but then couldn't capitalize on the bazooka. But then I don't know. I think
It's a
there's
very
better ways.
situational thing.
Yeah, there's better ways to utilize different classes in different ways.
Oh, he hit
Um,
himself.
yeah, likewise with the spy slash scout too, because you kind of want to be placing them around the map, and not hiding. No, you don't usually see the hide a lot, but you kind of want your opponent to forget about them. If you're placing them in amongst all the body blocks and stuff, you're putting them dead center where your opponent can physically see them, but you're not utilizing their hide ability on the minimap, where you force your opponent to go and look for them. And I know that hedge maze isn't complicated in terms of the terrain. Most people can pretty much tell where the pigs are, but it's just another avenue that we don't quite see used that much in competitive.
I think
mean,
it's
Middle League is
it's a
completely different. I
high
know.
it's a high level thing because I
Yeah.
always say that in my opinion, out of the like fundamentals of things in competitive, positioning is the hardest one to master because it makes sense for you that it makes sense for it to be the last thing you think about. You want to do the shot right, you're gonna want to get the
Yeah.
damage, then it's time
Yeah.
to think about positioning. And this is where the difference with top league is
Oh
the
God.
highest here. But these grenades are not cooperating today, I will say.
Where is the power, boys? Come on. They need to get the gains, like we were saying. Get on those weights during the break between each round. Lift some weights and get that power going up. Come
I'm
on.
getting lost in the sauce on who is in front because I thought that the red army was a
This is
little
what I'm
bit
saying. It's
ahead.
just a cluster of Chris's pigs all in this corner.
But now all of a sudden I see a lot of sky blue.
Yeah, we've got basically a gunner and a
Spy and
yeah. The spy
sapper, I think.
is yeah. I disagree with Michael's idea here. Whatever he's doing, I don't agree with it because he's immediately closing that gap and bringing the gunner into what I was saying a moment ago, where
Yeah, but
you're basically doing your opponent's job for you of bringing your pigs closer. This is just like positioning 101 because it's like you said, he's guaranteeing the damage by getting the easier shot, but he's losing his advantage with that class.
I don't know about that because I mean he got the kill first of all on a 60 airburst, which is not guaranteed. And I think when you're down in terms of numbers, you do want to close the gap a little bit on this kind of map to try to get some body blocks as
Yes,
well.
but not
And also, you're speaking from the position of someone who's very confident with his long range, which not a lot of people, not a lot of people are. Pin, sorry to break the news to you.
yeah, confident, yes, but accurate, not always. And that is exactly what Chris is here. He is very confident and, at the moment, very accurate with his shots. 38 is still respectable from there, but if he had kept that original position, I think the gunner, it may have been a slightly tougher shot being from one side of the map to the other. Because Chris, again, he has done the slightly better thing there of he hasn't brought his pig directly into the line of fire. He's
Yeah, but
staying
he's
kind
still
of out
reachable,
towards
so
the
I think
edge.
it's the same.
Yeah, well, potato, potato.
I was not ready for that.
But there's finally the skip from the Gren.
Yeah,
And
good management from Michael, doing it the turn before he would die.
Yeah, now if I was Michael, I would run into the middle, get onto the high ground, and start throwing poisons.
Oh,
Well,
or do this.
then again. Okay, never mind, yeah.
Or do this, because this is going to be huge for Michael here.
Yeah. This is what I think Chris needs to learn from, just positioning wise, because you can see he positioned his spy in that corner to get the easy snipe on the medic, but didn't think about the fact that this map is very flat and very easy for double poisons on the low ground.
Although Michael is running out of firepower, I want to say. Okay, and that as well.
Yeah, firepower and arm strength. But that was, I think, at least a decent 50.
Yeah, we can't say how much it was because it was a spy, and honestly, I didn't take note of how much he had before the shot. So that looked like a 50 to me because it was very offset to the left in terms of direction. But yeah, this is also probably a self-hit.
Little short, but 43 is good. He might be dead. I honestly don't know how much he's on.
Oh, he's low.
Almost dead.
He's okay, so he's between 20 and 25.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a kamikaze at this point. I wouldn't.
It's gonna have to be. Oh, finally we get to see this used, because I am. This is exactly the reason why we put it in
Yeah,
the scout slash spies, because it has to be the desperate measure against poison.
yeah. I try and push him out of bounds if I'm honest.
Is he already dead with this? I think.
He might be actually. Yeah, I think he's on 30 something. I've forgotten, but he is looking to get the push, which is good.
So Michael needed an extra hit from the fragment of the mortar to make that spy skip, and that
Yes.
didn't happen. So
Very
extra
close.
12 on the sappers.
Yeah, even with a full 50, it wouldn't have been enough. But as the sapper, yeah, he's got to turn his attention to the gunner now, seeing as he's.
A big
Well, he did
damage
take
shrapnel.
44.
A big damage
Yeah.
shrapnel on the gunner could still potentially turn it around, but I see Chris in front now.
Yeah, depends. All comes down to this whether this time around he can get the power levels correct. Will it be enough? He's. Don't know. You don't want to think too much about it half the time.
Ooh,
And that is beautiful.
that's
90.
a 94 because he also got some fall damage out of it.
Yeah, hit his butt on the corner of the hedge. That's going to hurt, but 32 brings him down to killable range, and this could have turned this map around completely.
Yeah.
Michael could have pulled it out the fire. I mean, even with an airburst here, this is only going to bring him down to 70 odd.
Very good
maybe
shot,
60.
though.
Still got 75 on the gunner. It's very close. It's going to come down to this
Ooh,
sapper.
it's down to the wire.
Skipping.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if this sapper skips, it's over, because you need to... Oh, he wants to... No, there's no reason for that. I mean, you're on
Yeah,
75. You're... Oh, okay, that's way too long,
That's
though.
overshot. That's overshot. He was doing it to kind of get his range, but he's completely misjudged it. I feel his pain there, and that
I think
brings
this is
Chris
one of
back
those
into the
turns where
fold.
it's clear he changed his mind one too many times during the turn.
Yeah. So the 42-75 versus 32 and 55.
I mean, this is still winnable for Michael, because... Okay, so now the sapper dies, then it's got the gunner, who has 2 turns to live, can survive a hit from the gunner, the sky blue gunner, and then this guy's in poison range. So that means Michael can win.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to this next turn.
I mean, that doesn't change anything.
Yeah, not entirely. Okay, fair enough.
That doesn't change anything, because, again, now it's... Michael has 2 turns to live, and Chris does not have 2 turns to move.
It comes down to the skip.
Yeah, because... Yeah. Either one you kill. I think this is a mistake, though. You should... Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, because he's now gonna. I think Chris is now gonna chance it on the shrapnel.
Yeah, you would have probably wanted to let the gunner have a turn and hit the sapper instead. Yes, that's absolutely true.
Yeah,
now...
that would have been the easier play. The bar still says it's.
Oh, never mind,
Oh!
because he's out of shrapnel, so that means
Oh.
Michael wins anyway. There is no way to even bring this to a draw.
Run away! Get the high explosive. Even if he did, yeah, there's no time. He's gonna get the high ground, but it's not gonna be enough. This should be easy cleanup for Michael, I think.
Yeah, I think...
I think
yeah.
Chris recognizes that. He still overshoots though.
Okay. A mistake is the only way that that Chris can go
If Michael
for.
overshoots a mortar again, take my advice. Just go straight for the bazooka.
Yeah,
I think he might go point blank here just to make sure.
Yeah, you can absolutely just shoot the ground and then shoot yourself the other way, so you will absolutely be sure to not kill
Oh
yourself.
god, he's chancing it on this. Okay.
Chancing it, and he's perfect.
He's fine. God damn. Well, that was an interesting 2 rounds. I think really unlucky for Chris because his strategies were pretty good throughout, but I think it's positive for him to take into his next games in Middle League. But congratulations to Michael for his first win of this season.
Yeah, so Grunt League winner of 2025 beats Grunt League winner of 2026. These are 3 very important points in this group because we didn't touch that, but I think this is probably the toughest group of the bunch. With these 2, we have Mephisto, who is the only player coming down from top league of last year, and then it's completed by Street himself and Fab Zen. So uh, I want to say Michael and Chris are pretty favorites, as well as Mephisto for to get top three.
Yeah,
But
I don't envy anyone in that league. I have to in that group, I should say.
this is a big boost for Michael's chances, and I think that we have the recording of map 3 that they played just for fun. If you want to stick around, Pin, we might as well just go for that one.
Yeah, why not?
All right, then we'll see you guys in a second. Okay, let me just make sure that this isn't a dummy. But I think
Yeah, this looks legit because I'm seeing the pairing of Gren and Med. We've got the Gunner, Sapper, and Scout as well for Chris, as this is Grassy Knolls. But again, interesting that he is going with the Grenadier first, Medic third, while we see the standard Med, Gren, Sapper, Scout.
yeah, I want to see what it's up with this, because Grassy Knolls is one of those maps where you can strategize around the medicine balls that are on the ground from turn 1. But
Yeah,
a reverse couple is not something that we see usually.
personally, I see this as perhaps one of the weaker maps in the league, only because I favoritize Grassy Outpost. But
Of course you would.
yeah, but it's still, it still continues. It still offers something. And to be fair, this is one of the maps that I see the most in Lardcore, because it loads by default as the number 1 map if you don't have the front end loaded. So I'm tired of seeing Mission 2, I have to say.
Totally understandable then. So yeah, again, for those who are not used to it, this is a trend that started in I want to say Grunt League of last year or this year, I can't remember exactly. But yeah, even though this match is over, because Michael wanted to know, we are still playing and watching and commentating map 3 just for fun. In fact, I will not update the score. It will stay 2-0 no matter what happens.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah.
So yeah, that answers the question as to what Chris's strategy would be, which is exactly what I expected, but he did yet again not execute it cleanly and only managed 8 damage here on the orderly. So Jake here will run away, collect, or try and collect crates in time. There's, again, a little bit of indecisiveness from both players as to how much time they have and what they should do.
Wow.
And for the 4th time in this match, Michael loses his turn.
Just very ironic that that has been the case for his first 3 turns or something.
Yeah, and he still won. That's the funny part.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very ironic. There's like 2 kind of players in both in Grunt and in this middle. I've been watching Discord, of course. I see a lot of people doing some practice games with Borealis or whoever is online. There's the kind of player that tends to practice a lot, even for tactical reason or just to stay in the muscle memory. And there are players who just wing it, and you would think it's obvious who wins of the 2 kinds, but it's not always like that.
Yeah, that's what I love about this game, though.
I know.
It doesn't matter how much you practice it, it will always screw you over one way or another at some point.
So
and that's kind of speaking from personal experience, too, because...
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm in the middle of these 2 clusters, for lack of a better word, because I do want to practice because I want to try my lineups, but at the same time I don't want to overdo it.
Yeah, I think practice only takes you so far. Like, you can only do a certain amount of moves or repeat a certain kind of first few turns so many times before you're like, okay, I kind of know roughly the outcome of how things are going to be. And then you'll play the map and the game will give you completely different spawns.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, what was the point of me like wasting 3 hours of my life training when the game was like, ha, here's different spawns, enjoy, not what you planned. And it's terrifying when that happens, but again, it's what makes me love it, because you can just put thousands of hours into practicing certain maps and still come out as the loser. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
there are
what makes
some
it.
maps that definitely have that kind of problem where if you just find the formula, there's little that your opponent can do. But so far, I think we've done a good job in keeping those out of
Yeah,
the
we've got
mix.
good coverage so far.
Can't be perfect in that regard because, I mean, at this point, I am the one noting down all the changes that are asked by players to maps, and you're the one that actually makes them happen. So, yeah, I mean, it says this is this is I think we were doing good. I think overall.
Yeah, and
Whoa.
I think we're in the ascendancy as to I mean look at the how far the league has come,
Yeah.
how it's continued for the past 6+ years. You know, it's extraordinary and it's awesome because there's still more and more people that you're getting in
That was
that
an
are
amazing
interested
delivery
and
of the
wanting
word
to.
extraordinary, by the way.
Extraordinary, yes. But yeah, it's awesome to see, and
It's also awesome
drafting
to
old.
see that kind of long range shrapnel that just sometimes happens. It like we like to think that, oh yeah, shrapnel is a very like frame perfect thing, and then shit like that happens where it's completely winged it and it deals 110 damage or something.
Yeah, this is the part where I give Revan side eye when we're playing on well.
Yeah, there was that fucking incredible shrapnel from the qualification from Grunt to Middle match of Bobby versus Beamier. Bobby threw a shrapnel while walking. That was one of the most impressive grenade throws I've ever seen on this game.
Yeah, and that was such a Bobby move too.
I know.
Just based on all his trick shots too. You know, like who else could it have been?
Yeah. Meanwhile, we got a double poison from Chris, and let's see if Michael is able to retaliate with that. That is, I see an angle for a double, but it's great, kind of crazy, and I think he's hit it. Wow!
Oh,
Wow!
everybody gets poisoned.
I mean, that the red guy was already poisoned, so it was probably a good idea for Michael to
Yeah,
just
it was
stick
intentional. I'm surprised that medical ball crate went untouched for so long.
Which
Usually
one?
one of
Oh,
the
that
priority
one.
targets, but I think these guys. Oh dear, that's
No, it's perfect.
okay. He just gets it.
Yeah, they're having fun. In fact, I think Michael had a very nice idea that because of the fact that he was very busy, he wasn't able to carry on with. He wanted to set up the recording of them just talking to each other in chat, and when we had like a funny moment or a good shot, we would just cut to them there to see their reaction as a replay thing.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that a while ago. I just wanted to get cameras more involved with matches.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even with cameras, just their voices. But I mean, it's obviously editing work, but once in a while, I don't mind. It's just it's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I guess it also depends on the players too, because not everybody likes to have their microphones on.
Yeah, also, at a high level now, it's very rare to have voice chat while playing, because...
I don't want to be listening to my opponent whoop my ass. Like, no thanks.
For me, it's like, it's a personal thing. Not that way. Like, not because I don't want to hear you talk, but it's a personal thing in the way that if I speak to you, I'm inclined to like be friendly and everything, and I just can't play and do that at the same time. It's just
Yeah,
a
exactly.
limitation of my brain. I'm sorry.
No, it makes sense. Like you want to be, you don't want to be tryharding, but you know what I mean. Like you're in a certain zone, and
Yeah.
other elements mess with that. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just I'm unable to do both things at the same time. It's just not because I don't want to talk to the dude.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yet again, rifle burst not so clean in this game.
Yeah, probably the best angle to do that from would have been just run behind the spy and towards the hill, but there was no time.
Yeah, I'd recommend any grunts out there that want to practice their rifle bursts. I'd recommend doing so on an incline where the target you're going for is positioned higher than you, and you shoot roughly at the pig's belly area, because then you'll guarantee that you hit all 3 shots. But if you're going point blank, that's where things get a little bit tougher.
Which is why it's impressive when it happens that you shoot the rifle burst from a distance and you hit all 3, which has happened.
Yeah. Again, that also comes down to just angling the shot downwards. If you can also master doing it no scope as well, not having to rely on L1, that will save you a bunch of time long term as well. But Spy is going to be skipping unless Michael has something to say about it. The Sapper should be skipping, but Chris has potentially other ideas. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay.
There was not a lot of things that Chris could do here, because the Sapper is on 34. If he was actually, if it was a little bit higher, he could have placed a TNT and to make him fall next to him.
Yeah, he's just looking to outright get rid of his skip. Okay. He could have just countered with the other skip, but fair enough.
If he's next... No, he's not. Yeah, I mean, he can do it next turn.
It's close, though. Very close. We've got 2 body blocks. Spy and...
It's a 4v4 right now.
Yeah.
Unless... No, the Spy's dead, so there's no Spies.
I think Chris is going to save the skip on the Sapper for what I will assume will be his next turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Again,
Cool.
you want to control the skips in a way that your opponent can't do much about it. And that was another magnificent double poison, 2 in a row for Michael's a Spy. In fact, you could even consider the first one a triple.
Yeah, all comes out in the last round, all the crazy shots, and when the result is already complete. But the Grenadier up to 80, that could prove very helpful later on.
Although, he had a bunch of teammates that were poisoned. I would have not used the healing grenade like that.
Okay, I'm only just understanding why he didn't bother going for the Sapper, because the medic is still alive. It shows how much I've been paying attention, but it's round 3.
I tend to forget the medic is alive every time.
Yeah, he's just hiding in the corner. Both medics are still alive.
I'm just not used to him sticking for long.
Yeah, you expect them to be dead right now.
Okay.
And they're still very high-ish HP. Gunner also holds some healing, which he's going to just, I think, dump onto his medic, which is going to heal them both back up to full HP. Yeah,
so Chris is holding both the medicine ball crates, which amounts to 4 of them, and also has his medic still alive. Michael fell for it. Michael fell for...
Yeah.
What I think was probably not the whole plan, but just part of it, just to have the medic tranquilize somebody could.
Yeah, he healed Michael's medic slightly more there, because he detonated it a bit too early. But yes, he did fall for that tranquilizer, which felt very, not last minute, but just, he didn't really
the
know.
tension is pretty low right now because the match is already over, but also, the gunner healed himself a little bit as well. I don't know if you saw that.
He did, yes. And with the both Grens and both medics are still alive. What is happening?
I know. This guy's on 19, and the medic is going to heal them. So, despite the very good poison throws from both players, we are not seeing a lot of skips.
Yeah, just all the damage, but forgetting that the dudes that do the healing are still around.
Yeah, it's just the thing that is the most confusing to me to adjust to with this meta is the fact that if the medic is around, poison and the Spies are very, very tough to use, because in the other meta that we had with the original classes, like the medic would be gone very soon. It would be very easy to control healing. But now it's just when the medic is around, Spies are pretty useless. When the medic is not around, Spies are almost OP.
Yeah, this is the other thing too that I'm saying, that Spies would be useful.
Woo! 17.
They would still be useful in the lineup, but only in the late game, which I think is true on like longer maps, like say Bridge the Gap or something like that. But we have yet another scenario here where it's just body block central. And I like
Oh, that
Chris's
Bermuda Triangle
idea.
over there with red pigs.
Yeah, but I like Chris's strategy, or at least his positioning, in that he does have one pig on the other side, which is just the main strong point of this map, is the split of the two sides. But as soon as you start bunching dudes up, like it becomes very complicated because you're trying to uh, you're thinking of what the best strategy is of like,
Oh,
okay,
this could be a 49. No.
what weapon will deal the most damage, but
Oh,
also
nice.
what can I do to counter healing that might take place as well. But all of that is fairly straightforward when everyone is clumped together like this. It
Fairly
becomes
straightforward, but I mean, yeah, this is what? Look at that line for a triple.
I know, this is what I'm saying. This is what you kind of put yourself into by taking this approach of like, okay, I'm going to just stay close and guarantee my damage, but
I will
completely
say
lose my
though,
positioning.
part of playing at a high level is also trying to still get close and personal and also manage your positioning. And I think this match is just showing a poor management of that, because usually there is not that many chances for triple hits or double hits.
That's the other thing. I don't disagree with coming in close at all. Like, by all means, do that. But you need to pair it with knowing when to retreat, when to run away, and using that distance to put pressure onto your opponent. Because yeah, okay, you take the time to run away, and then you take the chance of dealing long range damage, and you may or may not hit that. But then the next turn, you're then putting that pressure on your opponent to either come close, and that you're making them do the work to bring their pig to you, or you're saying to them, okay, well, you try long range and try and hit me instead, and see if they make the same mistake.
I mean, don't,
You're
don't
trying to
forget that this
force
is map.
those mistakes from other players.
Don't forget that this is map 3 of a finished game as well, because
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course. I'm getting
otherwise.
really deep for a map for a round that doesn't matter anymore, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. Again, I think this is just trying to win the easy way, but forgetting that getting close and personal means that you have to be worried about where you position yourself, because, like, again, it's just a matter of giving less chances to your opponent, and I think it's just maybe because it's the start of the season, they are not being able to control that, but I think it's just an abnormal amount of bunch ups in this match. So my point is, it doesn't happen every time.
Yeah, of course not. This is both players have got their brains switched off. They don't need to be thinking so
I
deeply
mean,
about
even
it.
if even in the other ones where it did matter, even in the hedge maze, I think it was just, it's not usually how hedge maze plays.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious to see how other players are gonna match up in this coming Middle League, because, like you say, Mephisto is back down in Middle League for the first time in what, 2 seasons?
I think 3.
3, yeah. So it's been a long time, but I don't know. I don't envy any former Pro League players that are now in Middle League, because it is a tough place to be. I haven't played it myself, but I know that it is not to be underestimated by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't know. It's very weird, because there is a split at a certain point where there's, the player X and player Y. Player X is winning.
Yeah.
But it's currently it's not falling in the split between top league and middle league. It's either higher or lower. So it's like there are some good, very good players that are on top of others. You know what I mean?
Yes, those that will dominate just purely based on
But at the same
kind of
time,
the bracket of
But at the same time, we are in this new weapon set meta. We've had a lot of matches where the favorite didn't win, and not because the other one was just lucky. Grunt League, I think it was one of the perfect examples of this, where Lamo, out of nowhere, he was not a tight contender at all, reached all the way to the finals by playing some beautiful performances. And in fact, I argue, in the final with Chris, I think overall, no hate to Chris, but overall I think Lamo played better. even though Chris ended up winning.
It's a bit like this game, actually. I felt that in quite a few places Chris was playing better, but still came out losing.
True, now that I think about it. Although I think Michael was just in the right place in the right moments. That's it's just about momentum, I guess.
Yeah, Michael's warmed up now. I think in his second game he's gonna decimate anyone he comes across.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for anyone. And again, I think both of these two are gonna be fine to get to playoffs, but of course, playoffs is just the first step.
The first hurdle.
yeah, because there's 3 spots available for Hogs War League, so you gotta get at least to the semi-final to have a chance and then win another match.
Yes. As for this game, though, Chris might have it. He's just
Yeah, I think he's
continuing to heal.
Yeah, it's just there's been too many heals and bunch-ups that I completely... my brain just refused to keep track of.
Yeah. Just imagine this in...
Grenadier ran out of eye explosive, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, he still keeps the body block, though. Still keeps it going. Solid 50 on the Gren. And I think he is dead.
No, not even
he
close.
He is not. He is not even close.
Remember this guy had 40 HP a while ago? And now he was on 120?
He healed to 80 and then he got healed again.
Twice by the medic, I think.
He's going for head jumps for the hell of it.
Head jumps and a rifle. Wow. I mean, is that Michael's last big? No, there's another one, right?
Second to last. There will be a 3v1. Headshot. Boom. Straight to 0 HP. Medic's like, huh? What? What did you say? Oh, sorry. I'm out of here. Yay!
Oh, and extra damage as well with the water. The spy.
It is a spy. He's on 114
probably actually can still win it.
Yeah, he's collecting all these supplies.
Yes.
Keeps the damage going.
And yeah, these are all body blockable pigs. I think I just invented a word.
You cannot get any poison skips.
It's not a poison, yeah, but he's got high health and it's a 1v3, so it's body block o'clock, everybody.
Would you just say screw it and just like mortar straight up in the air? And like push everyone into the corner.
How much is the Gren on? 70?
Gren's on 70, so he could tank it.
Yeah, I guess it would be... I don't know. I think it's too early to do that. How much is the medic on? Let's see.
Medic could die in the next 2 turns. He's not even gonna let us see the health.
That's a tough body block though, and also a tough shot.
Sorry, the medic's face is just... it gets me every time.
That's not gonna reach. Not without raising the angle. Never mind.
No, he's good.
21.
He's good, he gets kill, and it's 2v1. Rifle burst to the face.
Oh, but yeah, of course. No, wait. He body blocked the wrong pig.
Yeah. Rifle burst, which will push him down to at least 50, I think.
He was on 94, I think. So yeah, now 48.
And it is the Gren's turn next, so yeah, this should be it, I think.
But the Gren probably is out of stuff that deals.
I think he's got a rocket. He's got something, I think, that should be able to do the job.
And it's important that this is a perfect 30 because it gives Michael the chance to kill him on another turn, but water damage also clears the job.
Yeah, so what has he got in his inventory? What have you got to sell today? What has he got?
Oh yeah, he still has one.
Yeah, he's still got one.
Even if he didn't, staying close to the water to keep the body block was a risky endeavor.
Just use the high explosive. He's keeping the round going. 28 HP.
Machine gun and hope. He's got 2 suicides.
Yeah, he's the medic. Okay, he's got to get.
Oh, you want to hit both? No.
He's got to get the water damage to kill him here. He needs the 6. Can he get it? No, he can't.
No,
yes, he can.
Honestly, I think the heavy machine gun could have potentially won it because you hit him and then Hope is the medic. If you manage to like shoot the Grenadier towards the medic, then they both die.
True. Well, still a nice chill third round. I hope everybody enjoyed. This has been Chris versus Michael. Thank you for your time, ADB, as always.
Don't worry about it. Always a pleasure. And we will see you guys in the next match.
Bro took my outro. Bye, everyone.